Hello and welcome to episode number 44 of Girlstreamers. Girlstreamers is a podcast bringing you the girl streamers that you know and love. Girlstreamers is a community that supports and promotes girls that stream. We are a bi-weekly podcast and we'll be bringing you some amazing girl gamers and allow you, the viewer, to get to know some of your favorite streamers. My name is Nymphadora here and I will be your host during this interview. We will be interviewing Foxeninaboxen today, and if there is time at the end, we will take questions from the audience in the channel. This is a live podcast, but we will also be available for download on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. What's up, Foxen? How you doing, Foxy lady?
Hey, girl. I'm good. I got my tea. I'm over my cold. I'm happy.
Good. Yeah, I was watching your stream earlier today, and you were sounding a little rough there.
Yeah, a little bit. Of course, the cold had to hit like the week that I'm supposed to be on the podcast. I was like, come on.
That's how it always is.
Always.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're feeling better, though. I'm glad you're feeling better. How was your lunch with your, what'd you say, brother-in-law?
Yeah, my brothers-in-law came over. I made chili, and it was good.
Ooh.
My chili's kind of a hit. I don't make it too spicy. The last time I tried to make it spicy for them because they're Hispanic. I think I made it so hot they were like, "This has flavor," and I was about ready to faint. So no more.
Wow.
How Foxen likes it.
That's that sounds like chili my husband would like, though, because so he's not Mexican. He's your basic white boy, but he's from California. So he kind of grew up in a very Hispanic area. So he grew up with those taste buds. So he likes stuff super spicy. Spicy.
My husband was born in the Dominican Republic and spent a lot of his childhood in Texas.
Oh.
So, yeah. When he puts hot sauce on things, it's like he just keeps going till his ancestors tell him to stop.
Nice. So how did you come up with your screen name?
It's really it's not as creative as I wish it sounded. My husband and I were sitting in like a Blaze pizza place, and have you heard of the comedian? I see now his name is going to escape me, but he does this whole bit about being stupid in elementary school and not understanding plurals, and the plural of ox is oxen. And the teacher asked him, "What's the plural of box?" And he's like, "Boxen." And so we always called boxes boxen. And I was like, "I like foxes. I guess I'm going to be Foxen from now on."
Nice. I like it.
Brian Regan. That's what his name is. Brian Regan.
Okay. No, I've actually never heard of Ryan Regan.
It's all clean comedy. So, like, my family will go see him a lot. And he's actually really funny.
Nice. I like it. Foxeninaboxen. So it's a plural, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it started out a plural.
So there's supposed to be two of you then, not one. At least two of you.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yes, I am two foxes in a coat.
There you go.
Standing on top of each other.
There you go.
But a lot of people will call me Foxeninaboxen. So I get called Nina a lot on Twitch if people aren't familiar with me.
Oh, okay, yeah, because, okay. That's weird.
It's like, no.
No, when I first read it, because see, I'm one of those people that I will read the names first to make sure they're not troll names, right? 2 years of streaming, you kind of know there's some bad names out there. So I remember first time I read it, I was like, Foxeninaboxen, I like it. Right? That was me.
Yeah.
So where do you hail from?
I'm from Indianapolis. So home of Gen Con, home of the Indy 500. That's
That's
where I
right.
that's where I
Gen
hang out.
Con. Heck yeah. Hubby absolutely loves Gen Con. He used to do
It's so good.
L5R tournaments up there.
Oh yeah.
Um
That's something
and
I've always wanted to get into, but the lines for their events are like out the door.
yeah, and we had a friend go to well, he's one of my mods, Afro Horsey. You've talked
Yeah.
to him in my chat before. He went last year and he wanted to do the L5R cuz they
They had a
updated it.
huge event. Yeah.
Cuz it's brand new, and he said I couldn't get in to get anything.
Yeah. Oh man, I looked at that line and I was like, nope. This year we can't go. We can only go on Thursday and Friday because my sister's wedding is on the Saturday of Gen Con, and it didn't click with me until we'd already bought our 4-day passes.
Why would you? Why would you know it's a convention
She's
weekend?
not a nerd. She's not a nerd. She had literally 2 days to choose from in this calendar year
Uh,
after like August 1st, and that's what she chose.
curse you, sister.
So
Are you
we're kind of
going to TwitchCon at all?
yes, we are planning to go to TwitchCon. We already have a hotel reserved.
Nice.
Well, I say hotel. It's the Flamingo Motel, I think. It looks so skeevy. I love it.
I booked a hotel for the managers because all the managers are gonna make it this year,
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's cool.
because we want to do an Airbnb, but yeah, no, there's like no how. First of all, when they first announced it, and you go look at the area, there's no houses around that area.
Oh,
It's not
no.
like Anaheim Convention Center where it's in the middle of basically a residential area, so there are a shit ton of Airbnbs. There's like nothing to choose from.
Oh
And
my
the
gosh.
ones that are
Yeah.
available are like 30 minutes away, and I said, "All right, you know what? I'm just going to get us multiple hotel rooms and we'll just all be together,
Yeah.
like be in this, side by side rooms, and screw it." So
Yeah.
I found one 4 miles from the convention center.
Yeah, I found one really close too. And it's cheap and it's not fancy, but it's like, man, I'm only gonna be there long enough to like sleep.
Exactly. We're only going to be there to sleep and shower, and then we're going to be at the convention center anyway because
Yeah.
we want to be there and see everybody because there is a huge group of girls that are going to TwitchCon this year. So I'm
Mhm.
super excited about that. So back to, well, I mean, we've been talking about you, but away from TwitchCon, back to like the actual podcast. What's the first game that got you into?
It's
What is
about
the first
me.
game you
Can't think of
played? Yes, it's about you. You. This is all about you. It's supposed to be. That's the whole point. I want to know, what's the first game you played that got you into the gaming world? I love that mug, by the way.
My sister, the same one who's getting married, got this for me. It has a matching bowl that I eat animal crackers out of, and it's amazing.
I love it.
So there's really two answers to this question. There's like the first game that I ever played that I was like, I like video games, and that's different from most of the people around me.
Mhm.
And then there was getting back into modern gaming after not having been a gamer for so long. The first game I ever played, my older cousin, maybe 15 years older than I am, had a game on her computer called Starship Titanic. And
Okay.
it was a game created by Douglas Adams of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
And I was maybe 10 when I tried playing it, and it's just ridiculous. It's kind of a text-based RPG puzzle game. It's very weird. You have to like go around this spaceship that's about to self-destruct and get all the robots to basically like trick the robots into helping you, or break them into helping you. And that's what I was like, man, games are really cool. Like, how does this lamp-looking robot know that I said I love him, and he has like a quirky comeback for me? Because you actually type in what you want to say to people.
Oh, nice.
So, and I never beat that game. It was so hard. I don't know how anyone ever beat it without a guide. And then the next the game that I played in college, I went to a buddy's house and he was working on some homework and he said, I feel like you're bored. Here, play this. And he handed me Final Fantasy 13, which
And so it begins.
it began. And I was like, what is this? This is what games do? Because before then, like, my boyfriends in high school had all played like Halo. And I'm like, I don't understand why this is fun.
I never got into Halo.
I know, I wasn't good at it. Even like with Uncharted, I make my husband do the shooty bits and I just do the puzzles. Like
I do personally like a good shooter game, but I'm
I
with you
don't
on
have the-
Halo. Halo just was never, yeah.
I just don't have the aiming skills.
I don't either. I still do them. I still play PUBG. I have mad PUBG driving skills though. Ask anyone.
Hey.
I'll have to send you the
going
GIF.
for your straw reminds me of that GIF of the woman like trying to go for the straw and
Oh yeah, she's like
so drunk.
Yeah.
Like it's right there. It's right there.
So how long have you been streaming and what got you into streaming?
My official start date, I want to call it, was like July 8th of last year. So it's not been quite a year yet.
Really? I feel like you've been streaming longer than that.
I mean, I I streamed here or there once every like 4 or 5 months. But like when I really like committed to it, it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm building a brand.
Right.
I'm really gonna start doing this regularly. It was July 8th.
Wow. So are you gonna do anything special for a year?
I think probably July 8th this year is on a Monday, so we're not doing that. But like, yeah, I'll probably do like a longer stream, just something to have. I usually stream on Sundays anyway, so maybe we'll do like a 12-hour stream if my butt can handle it.
Hey, look, I did my 12-hour stream in this chair, like after I got the chair.
Yeah.
Holy cow. This is okay. I did a 12-hour stream without the Ewin chair, like with my old office chair, and that chair is just not meant to sit in for 12 hours.
Right.
And then I did one for hitting 1,000 followers with the Ewin chair. Oh my god.
Yeah, I did a charity stream for 12 hours in my old office chair, which is like, it's the cat chair now. That's where the cats hang out when they want to be in my office. And my tailbone was killing me. And then I did another fundraiser stream for one of my community members a couple months ago. And I went over time without realizing it because I was just so comfortable. My body didn't register. Okay, we've been here for like 10 hours now.
I mean, you get up and you get up, do some squats, walk around, because you don't want to ever sit in the chair for long periods of a time.
Right.
And so, I have regular breaks, but oh my god.
My only complaint, and it's not even really a complaint, it's just my body. So I got the XL because I'm a little bit bigger, but I'm 5'2". So at its lowest, my feet do not touch the floor in this chair. So I've made
You gotta have a little box.
I put a little box, and then the box wasn't quite tall enough, so I put my cheeseburger pillow on top of it.
Nice.
And that does it for me.
I have the same problem. I'm like 5'4", so my tiptoes can touch the ground. But like if I just sit there and they dangle. Yeah. Because I did the same thing. I wanted to get a little bit wider chair. And no, I'm with you, girl. I totally feel you. Yeah. I totally feel your pain.
My husband is 6'3", I think. And when we raise the chair all the way up, his feet don't touch the floor.
Nice.
Which is bizarre to behold.
But you know what? That's just a good quality chair right there. That's all that is.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
This is not a Ewin commercial. I swear to God, it's not. So what got you? You never answered. What actually got you into streaming?
Yeah. honestly, like I started out with like watching kind of your standard Let's Players. I watched a lot of Game Grumps. But then
Oh
I
yeah,
started
I like
finding
them.
like Jesse Cox and Dodger and Strippin. And I was like, man, gaming's really solitary sometimes. It would be really nice to just have some people to chat with who, you know, just want to hang out while I'm playing video games. So that was watching her and her community, Dodger especially, and how positive her community is. And I thought, you know what? Maybe being a girl on the internet who likes video games isn't that bad. Maybe I could survive that.
I like it. I like it. Because you're watching, you're like, hey, I could totally do this.
Yeah.
And there's not as many girls. Let's make it more
Right?
prominent.
Yeah.
Whole premise behind Girl Streamers community,
Exactly.
by the way.
Yeah.
So what is the most embarrassing thing to happen to you on stream?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go with the hot dog incident, TM.
What?
It's not. I was trying to do a raffle on my finale stream of Final Fantasy VIII. And in the last cutscene of that game, like there's been this whole thing throughout the whole game where everybody like is protect the hot dogs in the school cafeteria. And in the last cutscene, though, one of the main characters is just like chowing down on hot dogs
Oh my god.
and like choking on them. Like, okay, so our keyword for this giveaway is going to be hot dog. But then I couldn't make the giveaway thing work. But people kept spamming the words hot dog in the chat. And then they started going corn dog and chili dog. And even now, like in the middle of my Discord, somebody will just pop in and spam a bunch of hot dog emotes. Like,
oh my god. That's
so
great.
I'm trying to like make this giveaway raffle thing work, and I never did. I just ended up like doing like a random number generator. But
oh my god. That's great.
they love me in their weird,
That's
sadistic
great.
way.
I love it. I love it. Hot dog, chili dog, corn dog. Hey, look. I like a good corn dog. All right.
Oh man, state fair corn dogs.
Oh
are
my
the
god,
best.
they're always the best.
There's something.
It's like
You
the
don't-
atmosphere.
You don't even need any condiments on that. You just eat that sucker.
I know, like watching them just fresh dip that corn dog, and
Oh,
you just, oh
yeah.
my god, it's so good. It's so good. You can tell I'm a fatty.
Yeah.
All right, look, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know
I'm
what? I
not
love
sorry.
food. I
Hashtag
love
sorry,
food.
not sorry. Right. So, what's your most memorable moment when streaming?
Oh man.
That could be one
I
and
would
the
say-
same as the hot dog story.
Honestly, that's one of the most memorable moments. But for the sake of it being interesting, I think I'm gonna go with the time that Carice raided me while I was off screen pooping.
Look, those middle of the stream poops are real, yo. They are
Yeah,
real.
man. Y'all wonder where my breaks are 15 minutes? It's because I gotta poop.
Yep.
I drink a lot of green tea while I'm on stream.
At least you have healthy bowel movements.
Right? Right?
Everybody poops.
Everybody
That's the
poops.
title of this podcast, by the way.
Oh, great.
Everybody poops.
I wondered what my podcast title would be, and I gotta say I'm pretty proud of that one.
Hey, it was gonna be "This is not a Ewin commercial," but I like "Everybody poops" better. I'm writing it down too. Everybody
Oh gosh.
poops. There we go. All right. So, what type of games do you like to play and stream?
So I like to just kind of, can I swear on this, like a middle of the road swear?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, weeb shit.
Okay.
Weeb shit. So like JRPGs.
Weeb, you can't say weeb on this channel. I'm sorry. That's a
Oh,
terrible curse word. That's
you'll have
worse
to
than
you'll have to
fuck.
bleep that out. You have to
Yeah.
bleep that one out.
Uh
I'm sorry.
yeah, you do play
Made
a
more
lot of
editing
weeb.
work for you. I play a lot of Final Fantasy. I'm kind of chrono streaming Final Fantasy. I started with 8. I'm currently on 9, and then we're going to go 10, 10 2, 11, not 11 because that's an MMO, 12, all 3 of the 13 games, 15, and then circle back to 6 and 7.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
so I do that, and then kind of just like some indie stuff, whatever whatever catches my eye. So right now we're doing Yakuza 0 and Final Fantasy 9. A little bit of Ni no Kuni, but it's more of a grindy game, so I'll probably just go back to playing that in private.
What is the little bear game that you played?
Oh, Danganronpa. Yeah, so
Yes.
Danganronpa, it's a visual novel with like a murder mystery sort of element with a dating sim element in it.
I
And
like
it's a
that
bunch
game.
of high schoolers like who are trapped in a school by this evil mastermind, and they're like, okay, so you can live here forever, but you'll never see anybody ever again, or you can murder somebody and get away with it, and if you can get away with it, you can escape and live, and everyone else here dies.
I
um
have watched you and Miss DJM play that game, and both of you tried to do voices for everybody.
oh god.
It was great. It was
Oh
so
man.
great. I loved it so
Well, the
much.
nice thing is that progressively you have to do fewer and fewer voices.
Because everybody starts dying off.
Right, yeah. But one of my emotes is actually a character from the first Danganronpa game that, like,
Nice.
I legit was broken when he died. Like, I didn't touch that game for like 3 weeks.
Oh, I have them on my wish list because I saw you guys playing it, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this game is really cute. I kind of wanna play
Yeah,
this.
it's intense. Like,
It's really cute, but it's not at the same time.
don't play it when you're in a bad headspace.
So what is your favorite game of all times, and what is your favorite game right now?
Oh gosh. Okay, so my favorite game of all time. There's so many, you know. I mean, I'm gonna have to say for that one, it's gonna be for my favorite game of all time is gonna be Persona 4.
Oh, okay.
Not the one that just came out because I haven't finished that one. And I say it just came out; it came out a year ago. I have a backlog.
Who doesn't? What gamer does not have a backlog?
Right? Oh my gosh. But Persona 4 is definitely my favorite game of all time. And I played that maybe 5 years ago. And just the music blew my mind. The combat system blew my mind. I was just like, how did they conceive of this? My favorite game right now, it's got to be Yakuza 0.
The
It's
game,
just like,
the dude's face in that game is so
he's
intense.
so serious. Oh my gosh.
He's
Well, and
so
it's just like,
serious when he was dancing.
he's disco dancing.
His face
Well, and
is
it's
all
just like,
serious, and he's like, doing the
Yeah.
disco dance with serious face. It was hilarious.
right. My sexual orientation is Kiryu Kazuma. Like, and like that game is supposed to be like a serious, like, it's set in the 80s. It's supposed to be a serious kind of hard-boiled detective murder mystery about the underground criminal world in Japan. And you beat people up, and you beat up a lot of people. But then also you can go bowling and to the disco and spend 40 to 50 hours a game managing a hostess club. And so it's just perfect. It's just,
I loved watching that earlier today. That was probably the funniest thing
oh
because
man.
me and one of your other followers were sitting there laughing at how serious he was with the dancing. It was so
You
funny.
didn't see the karaoke.
No, there was karaoke involved.
There was
I'm so
that
bummed.
was last week we did some karaoke, so we'll probably I mean, we got to go back and do more. Because if you get a high enough score, it'll cut to that character in the music video for the song.
Nice.
But he's just...
Oh my god.
the whole time.
Oh my god, that's great. So, would you say Yakuza is your main game right now, or do you have a main game?
I don't really have a main game. I'm pretty committed to my Final Fantasy Fridays. So whatever Final Fantasy game I'm currently like working through, that's what we play on Fridays. I call it TGI Fantasy.
I like it.
So I would say the series is like, it's my main series.
I like it. So what attracts you so much about all of these weeb games?
It's more, for me, it's more suited to how I developed my gaming chops, sort of. I don't have to be very good at like a lot of like physical skills, like aiming or hitting buttons in just the right order as fast as I can. There's a lot of, okay, tactically, how am I going to think about this and do this? I've got to save my resources to cast these spells and take these turns and explore all these side quests of everybody's backstories. And plus with the Final Fantasy games having been so old, like Final Fantasy VIII came out in 1999, and I literally picked it up for the first time back in like August.
Really?
And so
they're that
what I
old?
also love, oh yeah.
Damn.
And I love being able to experience it for the first time with an audience that played these in their childhood.
Yeah.
And so they get to have the experience through me of doing it for the first time again. And it's really cool. It's just people who love Final Fantasy really love Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
They hate Final Fantasy 13, but I love it. So
I've got quite a few followers who play Final Fantasy as well, and I see them playing it all the time, and I've always wanted to, and I heard what the latest one is, what, 15?
15.
Yeah, I heard that one was fantastic.
Combat system, but it is, I've played a little bit of it, and it's really good. It's not a turn-based combat system like what the other ones are.
Okay.
Where you like assign everybody's actions and then they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is beautiful.
I was just about to say, when I saw it, it is
play
gorgeous.
it, watch the movie first, because the movie takes place before the game, and there are things in cutscenes that just don't mean as much to you in the game if you haven't seen the movie.
There's a movie?
Yeah.
What?
It's like, I forget what it's called. It's King something.
Interesting. So I'm breaking one of my rules because I find this fact very interesting. But SW Joker in chat just said Final Fantasy was released in Japan on the NES in 1987.
The first one, yeah.
So I didn't realize
sprites
that
with the black mage and the white mage
were 30 years. I didn't realize that series was 30 years old.
Yeah.
I feel so old right now.
Girl,
I'm 2 years older than the Final Fantasy series. God. I feel ancient right now.
I'm
Video
2 years
games.
younger than the Final Fantasy series.
Man. So are there any games you're excited about coming out this year? Or next year? Or anytime? Really?
Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out this year. I'm so excited.
I might buy a PlayStation 4 just for that game because I want to play it. So I want to play it as soon as it comes out. I don't want to wait. But I'm one of those people that I don't buy consoles unless my console's dead, right? Like, I don't see the point of having a PS3 and a PS4, right? Oh, but I want that game. Oh, and it looks so beautiful. Oh, I'm so with you there.
I feel ya. I'm not good at a lot of the mechanics that you need for Red Dead Redemption, but I'm such a cowboy movie junkie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Westerns, you have me. I just
Have you seen oh my god, what was that Western we just watched on Netflix with Jeff Bridges?
Oh, Jeff Bridges.
Oh
True
crap.
Grit?
No. I'm sorry, not Jeff Bridges. Oh my god, the guy from Dumber and Dumber. Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels.
Oh.
Godless, that's it.
I haven't seen
It's a
that
limited series. It's only one season. Holy crap. It is so good. So good.
Man.
He plays the bad guy, but when you learn his background, you're like, okay, all right. So, like, the way they wrote it, like, everybody is good and bad. Like, there's no real... Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Did you see the remake of Magnificent Seven?
Yes, I did.
Oh, it made me so happy. That was so good.
Yeah.
That was
Magnificent
really good.
Seven was good. Oh, God. There have been some great Westerns come out in the last few years.
Yeah, well, and I even love the old stuff. I grew up watching that with my dad.
My grandpa loved John Wayne, so...
Yeah, see, I wasn't so much of a John Wayne guy. I was more of a John Ford, the director guy.
Oh my god.
So My Darling Clementine is one of my favorite movies ever.
One of my favorites is actually The Sons of Katie Elder.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Stagecoach. I know both John Wayne movies, but they're also Ford movies, and Ford he filmed in the same place. Every one of his films were filmed in the same area of the desert.
Yeah.
And Steven Spielberg actually idolized John Ford. So when he got a chance to meet John Ford, who Steven Spielberg is like my idol, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is so cool. So much meta. Anyway, yeah, I'm totally with you. I love John Ford movies.
Yeah.
They're
absolutely.
Even though they're
My
old,
Darling Clementine, you really should.
I feel like I've seen it, but it's been so long since I've seen it.
Also, support your local sheriff.
Support your local sheriff, yes.
It's a James Garner film. It's a comedy, but it's...
My husband just started laughing out loud. He's a huge Western fan as well. So we've been on a Western kick lately, too. We've been watching Hell on Wheels. Trying to, because it finally finished.
I've watched a little bit of that and I love it. My husband is not into westerns, so
really,
he doesn't get it.
See, I developed a huge love for westerns when I had to take a genre class in college, and the professor chose westerns for the class.
Ooh.
And oh my god, it was just. We got to watch all these good westerns. We picked them apart. It was just beautiful. Just beautiful. Great class. Great professor. I loved. Yeah. I like westerns. I'm a huge western fan like you. So yeah, Red Dead Redemption. I am so so with you there. So with you. It's and the first one still holds up. Like
absolutely.
The graphics in that first game, and it came out in 2009, still are beautiful.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so ready. Okay, sorry.
My other big game this year is Spider-Man.
There's another Spider-Man coming out?
Yes, but he's in college and like paying rent, and my boy Miles Morales is in the trailer.
Okay.
Like, Miles Morales is he's currently Ultimate Spider-Man. So the Spider-Man cartoon that's out.
Okay.
That's him.
Okay.
He's the Afro-Hispanic Spider-Man.
Oh. Okay.
They're coming out with an animated film that stars him. Like, it's actually going to be in the theaters.
So Spider-Man, like your comic book hero, is that your guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, Batman's mine.
Yeah, see,
Batman and Thor
I
are
put
mine.
my long boxes away, but my office closet is filled with long boxes of comics.
I like that you say long boxes. My office closet is also filled with long boxes of my husband's comics.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't realize you're a Spider-Man fan. The last Spider-Man game I played was the one where Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man.
I'm sorry.
I like the games, and it was the first game, because my brother and I, we shared consoles when we were
Was
growing
that the one
up.
on the PS2?
It was. And I beat
Okay,
my
so
brother. I
maybe-
beat the game before my brother. I was so proud because he was
See, the
always
thing
the one to
is,
beat me.
The one on the PS2 was the last one to have good web swinging mechanics. This one, they just released like a gameplay trailer, and the web mechanics on it look amazing.
That was I love the web slinging mechanics in that game. Like, so
Yeah.
that has to be the good
This
one.
one is looking really good.
Oh man, all right, you get me excited about a Spider-Man game again. Because I loved the PS2 Spider-Man games. I thought they were great. They were a lot of fun because, you know, you just sling everywhere. I
just wasn't into Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire had the sass down, but he didn't really have everything else.
I didn't like the dichotomy between Peter Parker and Spider-Man as far as personality. It was like a personality switch, and I didn't care for that. I felt like Andrew Garfield was much closer.
He did like a like almost a Bruce Wayne Batman kind of deal with that Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was very weird.
I was not a fan of Andrew Garfield. I'm sorry. Not a fan.
Hey, you know what? Can we agree that Homecoming was a great movie, though?
I have not seen the new one.
Oh, girl, you have a treat in front of you.
I haven't seen the new one, but what I have seen of the new kid, he's amazing.
He really is
amazing because I've
the
seen him.
The writing in Homecoming is so solid.
That's okay.
My jaw dropped a couple times.
We got to meet Stan Lee at Dragon Con last year. He actually came to Dragon Con last year. It was one of his, pretty sure it's one of his last cons. So we got to see him and stuff. And Spider-Man is his favorite, hands down. And he's just, oh my god, hearing him talk about Spider-Man is just like, he's so great. He's like a little kid when he talks about Spider-Man. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Wait, where are we at on my list? Oh, yeah, what games are you excited that are coming? So when is the Spider-Man game supposed to come out?
I'm not sure. I want to say in the fall.
Okay. How did I not know about this? I have not heard anybody talk about this yet.
Your network of nerds has let you down.
They have. They really have. They have, because I like games like that. Like, I really enjoy, because I enjoy, what was it, DC versus Marvel or whatever that was on the PS for a while? Or DC Universe or whatever the hell that was. I enjoyed that game, but it's just not, there's nobody that plays that game anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it just, you know. Speaking of, did you ever play City of Heroes?
I did not.
Okay, so that was my first foray into MMOs, and I wish something like that would come back, because you could make your own superhero. You were or a villain. You could be a villain too.
I've seen the Monster Factory episode on City of Heroes, and it was horrifying.
I really, I loved that game so much, but my PC couldn't handle it, so when I bought it, I was unable to play it.
Oh,
so
no.
Because I was stupid, and I didn't know, what it entailed at the time. I was really dumb and really new into the whole MMO world. So by the time I got a PC good enough to play it, it didn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
But I love the superhero games. They're always, I don't know, they're different from the shooter games. Way different.
Yeah, there's just something about them.
You know, because you got that kind of platformy, but puzzle. It's just a good combination of game stuff. So, is there a game that you would want to have a reboot or a remastering of?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even have to think about this one when I saw this question. The first Assassin's Creed needs to be redone so that driving your frickin' horse isn't the biggest pain in the entire universe.
They need to take a page out of Rockstar's book there with the horse.
Yeah, man. Well, my first Assassin's Creed game was Revelations, which is the last one in the Ezio trilogy. and I was like, oh my god, like old Ezio is the hottest Ezio. I will fight people on this. Um, and I was like, okay, well, I really liked Revelations. I finished it. Let's go back and play the other games. And I tried to play the first Assassin's Creed game, and I'm like, this isn't happening. Like, forget it. So I just went on to the later games. I've never played anything before Revelations because the game mechanics are so, like, the controls are so bad in earlier games.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games. And not because I didn't want to, I just didn't have the console at the time that they came out to play. And now I'm just, now
and now we're getting to a whole thing where it's like I question whether or not like the franchise has lost its soul, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I didn't play. We have Unity. I've never played it. I played a lot of Black Flag. I played all of Assassin's Creed 3, which is the Revolutionary War one.
That one looked really cool.
I have played a good chunk of Syndicate, which is the one where you can choose to play as the girl. And yeah, I love that time. It's Victorian England or Edwardian or something. So I really love that time period.
Nice, yeah.
Historically, so I will probably finish that one. But I don't think I'm going to play Origin.
Really? I think Ms. Adventure, she's our Assassin's Creed person, and she's played through probably all of them. Or she's about to finish all of them. I don't know.
Wow.
She's definitely our Assassin's Creed person. And she's playing... the last one I saw her play, though, she was in Italy. So I don't know which one.
I think that's Ezio Trilogy.
Okay. Yeah. The game just looks fun. It looks fun.
Yeah.
And I know some games, some versions are better than others.
Yeah,
much
definitely.
like Final Fantasy, some versions are better than others.
Yeah.
But that's cool. So, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I'd love to play it, but it's just physically impossible.
So is there a game that you would like to play again as if it were the first time?
Oh, this is a game you might not have heard of. May not have heard of this one.
I like that you push your glasses up like you're a freaking hipster. This is a game you've never heard of.
It's called Blazing Dragons. It was on the Sega Saturn, and it was created by Terry Gilliam.
I have heard of that game, actually. I never played it.
I got that game when I was in 5th grade, and it took me 4 or 5 years to beat it. Because, I didn't know at that time, so when I was in 5th grade, it was like 1999, 2000, and we didn't have as much access to the internet now as we do now.
Right.
So I didn't know you could go online and look for hints about how to solve a puzzle in a game. And if I had looked, there probably wouldn't have been one for this game. But it's just this quirky, bizarre, I mean, it's Terry Gilliam, first of all.
Right.
It's just quirky and bizarre, and I'm not sure why I was allowed to play it at the age of 11, but okay.
Video game. They didn't know back then that some games were not appropriate for children.
Yeah.
They just didn't
absolutely. But I'd love to just go back and sit down and play through all those puzzles again. Because we got to a point with the Sega Saturn where you couldn't save a file. And if you walked too heavily past it, it would just reset the whole system.
Oh my god.
So we had to play, every time we wanted to play this game, we had to play right from the beginning. So I know how to solve every single puzzle in this game.
Wow.
To this day.
That's great. Holy cow. I know, I've heard of the game. I never played it because there's these teenagers down the road who had the Sega, so we'd go down there and play Sonic on their Sega.
I still have my Sega Genesis. I've got good old Echo the Dolphin.
You need to pull out the Sega and do some retro
man.
streams.
My Lion King cartridge has something wrong with it, where when you get to the final stage of Be Prepared, there's a point where you have to jump off a cliff onto a log to get through this river of lava. How that makes sense, I don't know. But the log never appears.
Because it's already been burned up by the lava.
Yeah.
It's the sentient AI saying this is not computing.
Yeah.
So what's the oldest game in your backlog that you haven't beaten yet?
So I would say I'm gonna go back to the first game I bought for myself, for my first console I ever bought for myself, and that's Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. I've never beaten it. It's just I'll play it for a little bit and be like, okay, cool, and put it down, and then just like walk away and not come back. And
do you want to go back and play it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. The controls are a little wacky, but it doesn't have like the web slinging issues. It goes through like the multiverse. So it's got Spider-Man 2099, classic Spidey, and then like Spider-Man Ultimate, Spider-Man Noir, and it's a lot of it is cell shaded, which is really beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But I have a follower who would yell at me if he heard me saying cell shaded, because what I mean by cell shaded is not apparently what cell shaded means. I have a lot of like game devs in my chats, like indie game devs.
Well, cell shading, does it look like Borderlands? Is the question.
Yes.
That's cell shading.
Okay.
So, don't know who that is in your chat, but I think they're wrong. Because in cosplay world, that's what cell shading is.
Yeah.
So we're going... Okay, sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, you're fine.
Oh.
Nothing.
I was just going to say we're going to take things down a little bit and get a little serious. Okay. Who inspires you to be the woman that you are today?
My 3-year-old nephew definitely is as kind of I am in such a better place than I was 3 or 4 years ago, and it's because I'm the one that helps my sister out a lot with her kids, and I've been seeing my nephew like 2 or 3 times a week since he was born.
Aww.
So it's like I've got to be the best person I can be to be the aunt for him that my aunt was for me when I was a kid, and she watched us, me and my sisters, all the time.
You sound just like me. My nephew is the greatest thing
I know.
ever.
He's turning 3 next week, I think.
Aww.
Yeah, next week.
Nephews are the best.
I know.
Being an aunt is the coolest thing ever, and I wish I got to see my nephew more.
Mine live down the street from me. I have a 3-year-old nephew and a 10-month-old nephew.
Aww. Mine is 1, and he lives in Colorado Springs with his mommy and daddy. And he's walking now.
Oh my gosh.
I'll get videos, of him walking around outside with their dog, and he'll pet her and be, talk to her because he's not talking.
Yeah.
Her name is Abby, and so he calls her like Ab. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's so
Mine
cute.
calls me Kia, because my first name is Kayla, and when my sisters were little, they couldn't say Kayla, so they called me Kia. And when my nephew was born, I was like, I don't want to be Aunt Kayla. I want to be Kia.
Aww.
Which works out great because my husband didn't want to be Uncle Chris. So my nephew calls him Tio, so it's Tio and Kia.
That is so cute. I love it. I don't know what I'm going to be called because my first name is Ashley, and the Aunt with an A is the hardest thing to say. Like Aunt Anne or Aunt Ashley or Aunt whatever. Like, if you have an A name and you're an aunt, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, my Aunt Marcia that took care of us when we were kids in the summers, no, we never called her Marcia because Aunt Marcia was so weird. We just called her Aunt Shaw. So,
Nice.
Aunt Shaw.
Nice. So what do you like about being a part of Girlstreamers?
Um, Honestly, I love literally all the friends I've made. Um, I think when I was first getting into streaming and I was seeing, oh gosh, a lot of these people are dudes. And then the people that were around me in my real life, especially the girls, they weren't really into it. And I was wanting to have more girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially when, you're getting, I'm like turning 30 this year. And it's like, all right, I need to stop pretending that I can't make girlfriends because I'm one of the boys. It's no, you're an adult. You can make friends with everybody.
I like that you say that. But to be fair, it is tough to find
Yeah,
because it's tough to find girls that are open about being gamers
exactly.
because for so long we've been shunned or told we're
Yeah,
not real gamers or we're always having to prove that we are nerds. And so,
yeah,
the few times you do get to find us is at a convention, right? And most of
right.
those people are not people that are local.
Yeah,
They're from all over the place. So
definitely.
it's tough to find, you know, close girlfriends
Yeah,
that are
it's
open
nice.
about being nerdy, at least in our age. The younger
Yeah.
generation's a bit
Oh,
more
absolutely.
open.
Yeah,
Um
because they've had video games around them their whole lives.
right. And we were the first ones. I mean, we're the real gamers because we're the first ones with the video games, right?
Yeah,
Like, come
exactly.
on.
Filthy casuals.
Damn it. We're the real gamers.
But it's because I never had a lot of girlfriends growing up or in high school or in college. Like I was telling you earlier, I was president of the Role Players Guild in college, which we mostly did board games and Dungeons and Dragons, and that was mostly guys.
Yeah.
Um, and once I grew out of the idea that like, oh, I don't like girls, I'm one of the guys. Once I grew out of that, and I was like, no, that's not true. I can be myself and be friends with everybody and that sort of thing. That whole internalized misogyny thing. Once I got away from that,
Yeah.
I really wanted that kind of sisterhood.
There is a benefit to having those girlfriends around you.
Absolutely.
Total benefit. There's a benefit to having, the guy friends. You don't want to just be one-sided on that kind
Absolutely,
of situation.
yeah.
But, there is that stereotype that, women are all catty, but
Yeah. It's like men are catty too.
men are just as bad, if not worse, sometimes. Like,
Oh my gosh, have you seen Twitter?
right? Like, my husband gets so freaking sassy with things and people, and I'm like, chill, dude, chill,
Yeah.
right? And so you're not gonna ever get away from any of that. Like the
Yeah.
drama, dudes are just as it's just a different type of drama. But
Yeah,
drama
absolutely.
exists on whatever gender spectrum you say it doesn't exist.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's there, right?
Yeah.
From one end of the spectrum to the other, everyone has drama. It's how you handle the
Exactly.
drama is
And the whole
what's
idea
important.
of otherism with being a girl saying, oh, I'm not like other girls, that's an idea that was created to keep women separated from each other.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to know each other and, realize how great we are together.
I agree, because there's nothing wrong with other women. Absolutely
Right.
nothing. I mean, we have over 1,000 girls in our Discord.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We've been growing. We're in our third year of Girlstreamers, and we've got over 1,000 girls in our community, and we are girls. If you identify as a female,
Yeah.
you come in, females are a marginalized group, and we have even more marginalized, like trans, people of color, other, various minorities within our community. And the fact that you have something like that to go to and be able to find those people who are just like you is such a huge benefit.
Yeah, I don't feel like a faker when I'm like, oh, I like video games, but I also like makeup.
Right?
You know?
What's wrong with liking both?
Yeah.
I play softball, but I like dudes.
Yeah.
Like, people, like,
yeah,
they thought,
exactly.
my mom flat out asked me if I was a lesbian when I was younger. Gosh. Because I'm a sports nerd. I'm a sports nerd, hands down. I like video games too, but I also love sports. Baseball is my sport of choice, and I know that Curious will argue with me on that and say it's a pastime. But baseball is like my game. Although I love football too. Go Steelers. But yeah, I also like makeup.
I lettered managing the varsity soccer team.
See, I was in band. I lettered in band and drama.
I lettered in choir. And and I managed the boys varsity soccer team.
So I'm kind of all over the spectrum here, right? Like we're all over the spectrum, and people like to try and put you in one thing. It's like, but I like all these things. What's wrong with liking all these things?
I like comics and makeup and anime and cross stitch and video games. Like,
oh, you cross stitch?
Oh yeah, girl.
I did not know that. I want to get into cross stitching because, like, I've tried to do crocheting and knitting, but I can't. Like, I just can't make my fingers work that way. But
crocheting I've been doing since I was like 7 or 8. It's harder now with cats.
I will hand sew stuff. So I feel like a needle and thread, if I'm cross-stitching, I would have so much... I'd be able to do that better. Because when we're watching TV, I want to do something with my hands.
Yeah, I've been able... Yeah, that's when I do it most. Like, I can't cross-stitch without watching something.
Right, my mom, she'll, like, whip up a fucking scarf in one TV show, right?
Right.
Like, how do you do this, woman?
Well, and I've trained myself... When I watch anime, I watch it subtitled, rather than with a voiceover dub. And I've trained myself to be able to cross-stitch and read subtitles.
Girl, how? Mm-mm. I can't do anything else when I'm watching anime. I will say that, because I do the sub thing. I can't do that yet. I'm not that talented yet.
I've got so many hobbies that I have to figure out how to do some of them concurrently, or I'd never get anything done.
I love it. Love it. We're going to have to talk some cross-stitch things, because I really want to get into cross-stitching. Because I just feel like I could really... And I love that... I like making things. So...
Yeah.
It's something that I can do while I'm watching TV, while we're watching Hell on Wheels or whatever, awesome Western, and I'm cross-stitching, right? So we'll have to chat later.
Yeah.
So what keeps you so passionate about gaming and the community in general?
Gaming... For me, one of the things that is so amazing to me is how people put so much time and passion into creating these games. And especially if you look at the guy who's doing Death Stranding right now, like how excited he is about that. He did all of the Metal Gear Solid games, and how passionate about it he is that... Like, he's so perfectionist about it because he's so passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people's end projects as something that they put all of themselves into, and now I get to experience it as they intended me to.
Yeah.
So, I love seeing graphics, and animation to me is just beautiful.
I really like that we have some devs in our community, and I want us to get more because I really enjoy watching their process as they go through, building their game. And it's like, hey, can you come check this out? Heck yeah, let me go play your game for a little bit and help you out. Like, it's a symbiotic relationship when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I'm friends with the guys at Affinity Archives, and just hearing them talk about their work, I just like, man, that's so... and hearing how they look at game design and then start like bring that back to themselves and like, well, okay, so how can we take what we learned from this game to make our game better?
Yeah.
That's just so cool to me.
You know what I find really cool as well is that game devs are like, game developing itself is an artwork. Even though you're working in a lot of numbers and a lot of parameters that isn't necessarily drawing, although there is your standard artwork that is involved, but creating the game itself it's a new art form, but it's a beautiful art form that comes across sometimes really poorly, but a lot of the times very well. And like, if it weren't for Twitch, I would have never found more indie game. Like, I didn't realize how huge the indie game market was until really getting involved in Twitch. Yeah. I love it. I'm with you there. I love the passion that you see coming out of it, and it's great. It keeps the gamer more invested, I think.
Absolutely.
It keeps us as gamers more invested when you have those guys who are still like, let's make this game.
Let's make a game. I love games. Yeah, you can tell when somebody really loved what they were putting their name on.
Yes. So what is your greatest challenge or obstacle that you have had to overcome in your life so far?
This is a big one. This is a little deep. I was in a domestic abuse, domestic violence situation before I started dating my husband. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I got out. And like 6 months later, the post-traumatic stress hit.
Usually in those situations, in any kind of situation like that, you don't realize how bad it is at all.
Yeah.
Like, because you're in it.
Like, yeah. And you like, that's just how you keep yourself safe.
Yeah.
It's if you let yourself know how bad it is, you're just going to shut down.
Right.
So about 6 months out of that, I was graduated college, working at a movie theater, and unknowingly also had major depressive disorder and anxiety, but wasn't treated or diagnosed with it yet. So I had that on top of the post-traumatic stress. Like, my utilities kept getting shut off because I couldn't keep up with my bills. And my husband, who at the time was my boyfriend, lived down the road, was trying to help me out as best he could, but he wasn't equipped to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I ended up moving back in with my parents, who also kind of didn't quite get what was going on because I kept a lot of things to myself. And just clawing my way back up from that, like getting to a doctor, getting diagnosed, getting medicated, going to one counselor, then another counselor, like finding the one that worked for me.
That's so crucial too.
Yeah.
Like, so many people, they'll find a counselor and then they feel they're stuck with that counselor. And if your personalities don't mesh well, it's fine to go find another counselor. Just like with any, they always say, you know, seek a second opinion when it comes to doctors.
Absolutely.
Like, that still works for therapists. Like, seek a second opinion. If you don't feel comfortable, seek a second opinion or a third opinion or a fourth opinion.
Clawing my way back up to normalcy and realizing I didn't even know what normalcy was, because I've been dealing with depression since I was like 12 or 13 years old and not knowing it.
Right.
And not realizing that my normal was normal people's low.
Yeah.
And then once I realized that it got better than what my normal was, oh my gosh, that just made all the difference in the world.
It's, when I was diagnosed, it was eye-opening, because depression is a very selfish disease. And I don't say that as you're narcissistic, right? It's not a narcissism thing. It's you're so stuck in your head that you can't get out of it. And the only way to get out of that is to seek help. And in order to seek help, you have to find someone that fits with you, right? And
Yeah.
you have to want that help, first of all, to get out of that fucking hole, because it is.
Yeah.
It's a
Absolutely.
tornado
Yeah.
of hell. And
Absolutely. My lowest point, I hit flat affect
oh
and just
god.
felt like nothing. And I was just like, man,
Um
like it got pretty bad, but I've been so blessed, like with a husband who's normal, like he's neurotypical, so he doesn't deal with the same issues that I
there
do
is
in my
no
own head.
normal, let's be real
Right.
here.
Yeah. But that he also has, like, both his parents are doctors. So
Okay.
he's had that kind of like
Yeah.
understanding of how this kind of works. And weirdly, him being a programmer also helps.
Well,
He
because
works
he's
in,
got that logical
right.
mindset.
So like when, and every day we come up with something that's like, how is the best way to explain how I'm feeling right now? And spoon theory is so much like agile development theory that when I told him what spoon theory was, it just clicked. And so now when we like decide, like when I am deciding during the day, like what I'm going to do and what I have the energy for, like there's no more like tension in our marriage about like, oh, well, I'm doing all this, but you're doing this. It's about spoons and units of energy that I have available to me.
Right.
And it's not that and yeah, I'm doing less, but I'm doing what I'm capable.
Yeah.
Spoon theory is so eye-opening if you're not familiar with it.
I'm not. I'm gonna have to look at that. I've never
Yeah.
heard of the spoon theory, but just a little bit that you explained, it sounds like I probably should actually look into it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anybody who deals with like depression or anxiety or something like that, definitely look into spoon theory, because that's just changed my whole way of how I plan my day, how I feel about myself at the end of the day, looking back at what all I got done.
See, and I feel useless when I don't hit my task, right? Like
Right.
I'm like, I had all this stuff I needed to do and I didn't finish it. This is terrible. And like my bathroom has needed to be cleaned for 3 freaking months. At least a month, right?
Ya.
It needs to be clean. And it's just like nobody uses that bathroom except for us, and I have other things that are more important. But yet I feel terrible for not cleaning that bathroom yet. Because
Listen,
it needs to be
everybody
cleaned.
poops. We all get it. Nora, everybody poops.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Mental health is really personal to me because I also have my own journey and stuff, and it is something that mental health awareness is something that, at least here at Girlstreamers, we like to promote healthy awareness, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are not a mental health facility, because we just
Right.
don't have those kind of tools, but it hits a lot of us very, very close to home on the management team. We've all either dealt with it ourselves or we've had very good people that are close to us deal with it. So, we're huge proponents of mental health awareness. And so thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad that you are on a good side of it.
Yeah. I'm in a good place. I'm in a good headspace.
And most people who suffer from major depression have suffered it from a young age, and they just never were diagnosed. And
because a lot of times it hits during puberty.
Yeah, and the way my psychologist explained it to me when I was in a holding facility was each depressive episode gets worse and worse. So, like it may not be so bad when you're 12, but once you hit 30s, because it's built up over the years, it's going to hit harder than it did at 12 years old, because your brain, just the way the serotonin and everything goes into your brain and stuff like that, gets inhibited and changes, and I'm just like, I'm sitting, when she started explaining to me on the science level of things, it made me realize, oh my god, I've suffered for 15 years with this.
Yeah.
And it's totally eye-opening once you finally get that diagnosis.
Yeah. It does make me wish I could go back and do college again.
Yeah.
Doing all of college unmedicated and untreated was a little rough.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine, yeah.
Yeah. I still owe, 5 figures.
So if you could give your past self 1 to 2 words of advice from the wisdom and experience you have gained up until now, what would they be?
Definitely to stand tall and be strong, and not even just like in enduring, like assert myself and say what I want and how I actually feel about things.
Yes.
Um,
because we're taught as women, I know I keep going back to that whole thing, but we're taught as women to be seen and not heard.
Right. And if you assert your opinion too strongly, you're a bitch.
Exactly.
But
guess what? Bitches get shit done.
Right.
Tina Fey.
So definitely, yeah.
That's my favorite quote of hers. Bitches get shit done.
And what I love to do when I'm feeling really, because I get really nervous in large groups of people. Like one thing I love to do, and I forget who said this. I may have just read it somewhere on the internet. But when I feel insecure and I'm walking through a room of people, I just walk and think murder. Murder, murder, murder. And just people move out of your way. The murder walk.
The murder walk. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I'm lucky. I'm extroverted, so I don't get too intimidated when I'm in crowds. It's just, I will get, let's see, I'll get over, stimulated. Yeah. So I have to especially conventions like Dragon Con, because it's a 4-day convention and it's our local convention. It's great, and I am hyper. I'm up there, The husband is the introverted one, so I lead the way, and he's, whatever. He stays behind. He's like, I'm cool, just hanging out right here with the authors, right? But I have to have a week of recovery because I'm so stimulated from being in the crowds and stuff like that. And it's, so I can understand that anxiety a little bit. Yeah.
I always take the Monday after Gen Con off because I am just so emotionally drained. Yeah. Also physically, because like I've destroyed a brand new pair of shoes in the 4 days of Gen Con before.
Right?
Like just the soles just fell off. I was like, well, okay.
Yeah. It's 4-day convention.
You gotta train for that convention.
You do.
Physically.
You do. They are totally emotionally and physically draining. And when you are extroverted, they're still emotionally draining. So,
oh my gosh, yeah.
When you're introverted, I can imagine it's even worse.
Yeah. So this year I'm going to do 2 days of convention and then go to my sister's wedding. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
That's going to be an intense weekend.
Oh my gosh.
For you.
And it's going to be from party Kayla to family mode Kayla.
Oh man. So what trait of yours are you most proud of?
I don't know the name for this. My mom friendism.
What?
I'm the mom friend of my friends.
Okay. So you're the responsible one.
Not so much responsible, but in that I take care of my tribe.
The nurturing one.
Which is weird because I'm not nurturing at all.
That's funny.
It's like I'm more of an action person than a emotion person when it comes to taking care of someone.
Yeah.
Like if someone comes to me and says, I have this problem, and I'm like, okay, stop. If you want to tell me about this problem, that's great. And I will listen to you and be like, man, that sucks. But I can't emotionally bolster you. If you want me to help you with an actual action that needs done, I gotcha.
Makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
My grandpa, when he was alive, like somebody he wouldn't have seen in 2 years would call him from the airport at 1 a.m. and be like, hey, I'm stuck out here. I need a ride. Like, can you help me? And he'd be like, yeah, no problem. And he'd go get him. And that's how I am. You know,
I kind of get
you for 2 years.
I kind of get you on that level, actually. I understand. Like, I will only go so far when it comes to emotion because I have my own shit to deal with.
Oh yeah,
I'm not a therapist. I can't handle more. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I have happy pills, but I can't take more than what I'm taking to handle your shit. But like when it comes, especially in a crisis, like, oh, I'm on it.
Oh yeah.
Like I am calm, I'm collected, I can handle a crisis like nobody's business.
Right.
And I can take care of your shit like right then, right there. But other than that, no.
But I feel so bad like when my husband has, is sick and I'm like, okay, I made you soup. I got you all the things that you physically need.
Yeah.
And you got your pillow and your medicine. And it's like, now I kind of want to go up my office and play video games. But I know you want me to be here next to you on the couch. And, well, you're just sick and miserable. And I love you, and I'm sorry.
But dudes are such babies when they get sick. Oh, my God.
Like, I'll be honest, I'm a huge baby when I get sick.
No lie, like, I've become a huge baby since I got sick because my husband spoils me. But I do the same to him. I spoil him when he's sick, so...
So does mine. We went to the store for Dayquil, and he bought me, like, 3 bags of Easter candy. And animal crackers.
So what's your greatest insecurity, then?
I would say definitely my weight is my biggest insecurity. I was skinny fat in high school, and it's like I was 140 pounds dripping wet, and I thought I was definitely fat then.
I've never been skinny. I think I weighed that in middle school.
And then in college, when the depression hit real hard,
oh yeah,
I gained 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm like 260 now, and I've moved from the point where I used to be embarrassed to be in public or see people who knew me before I gained all the weight. And I've gotten to the point where, like, fuck it, I'm fat. That doesn't mean I'm not beautiful. Right. So I've started wearing makeup again. And when I go to the gym, I wear my sports bra and my leggings, and who cares if my belly's out there? The gym was made for people to get fit.
Yeah. I'm still not quite there yet. But I'm proud of you. Because that's awesome. Like, I don't even like wearing just my bra and shorts here when I'm doing, like, yoga. Like, I'm just not. No.
Yeah, it's
I hate my tummy so much.
There's a book that I started reading by Lindy West called Shrill. And she's been big her entire life. And that was really eye-opening, the way that I thought about my and fat phobia and that sort of thing. And that really helped me. And, like everybody else, I still have my bad days. I'm still like, oh my gosh, like, how is my husband still attracted to me? Because I've still put on like 70 pounds since I met him.
But he doesn't love you for just your looks.
Exactly. He loves me for my scathing wit. Like when I fart in his office and threaten to call the marriage police.
My husband loves me for my booty, and
mine's a booty man too.
Oh, he just said in boobs. Sorry, I ain't got nothing there. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Man. You're a weightlifter, right?
I am, yeah. I'm working on reverse dieting, but it's a very slow process.
What's that?
So, part of the reason I got so big so fast is the whole yo-yo dieting thing repressed my metabolism. So I was eating 1,600 calories a day and putting on 10 pounds a month.
Yeah, okay.
So it's slowly building your base metabolic rate back up by doing strength training and increasing your muscle capacity,
Right, to
so that
give
you
that.
so that you so that you use more calories just by sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then you slowly, keep eating more calories to fuel more strength, and you build bigger muscles, which means you need more food. So working that up and raising that base metabolic rate, it's a really slow process, and it gets frustrating.
I have metabolic syndrome, so my metabolism my entire life has been shit.
Yeah.
So when I'm working out on a regular basis, which I haven't because I've had lady issues, which we won't go into detail on a podcast. Let's just say I have, when it comes to lady things for me, I've always struggled since ninth grade. So
Yeah.
it's landed me in the hospital. That's how bad it was for blood loss.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very anemic right now. Actually just got blood work back. So I can't stay awake to go work out right now. But when I'm working out, my metabolism is actually good. It's up there. But yeah, fitness training, like strength training and stuff, does a lot when it comes to your metabolism, because you got to build that muscle, because that's what helps.
Yeah, so I have a great trainer who's also my nutritionist.
Oh, and, nice.
Yeah, and he's extremely cheap. You pay like $50 to him once for this program, but he helps you for life.
Dude, nice.
It's all online.
Holy shit, nice. I have my actual my fertility doctor told me I need to go see a nutritionist recently, so we can figure out exactly what foods I need to be eating so I can try and get pregnant.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that is actually very important when you struggle with infertility and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, yay, health stuff. Yay, lady things. These are the lady things women deal with.
So we talked about poop. We talked about lady issues.
Yeah, I know. We've been like all over the place today. So, have you ever been trolled? I know. I don't know why I even asked this question, because I know it's yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so not on my stream, but actually really recently, someone commented on one of my YouTube videos where I posted one of my VODs. And it was something like, less gaming, more exercise, no hate, just trying to save a life. And his icon was like that little like Pepe frog thing, and I was like, well, I immediately hate you.
Oh my god. Just trying to save a life. Really?
And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever helps you sleep at night. But I find that the like trolls are so much easier to deal with if you read their comments out loud in the voice of Dale Gribble from King of the Hill.
That is the greatest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. Just trying to
save a life, and then takes a long drag on a cigarette.
My brother does this amazing Hank Hill impression. I'm gonna keep a collection of all the trolls that I get, so that my brother can read, well, the appropriate things.
Yeah.
There's some that I would never reread.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like the N-word and shit like that. That's no. But the ones that are hilarious like that, and have him read in Hank Hill's voice, because his voice, he's so spot on for Hank Hill.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
I mean, the nice thing about having my husband as my mod is that if I see someone that I think might be causing a problem or start to get inappropriate, when you drop, yeah, my husband is my mod, suddenly they're very quiet.
My husband's technically my mod, but he never pops in. Like, he doesn't have time to watch
my husband's very active in chat a lot of times, so.
My husband doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. He's over there like, I do too. So what advice do you have for new people getting into streaming?
Definitely network, network, network. And if you don't know what that means go make friends on Twitch, not just so that you can get them as viewers on your channel, but so that you can have friends on Twitch.
Okay,
Build actual sincere relationships.
I'm gonna add on to that because
Okay.
there's a lot of people don't understand how to network. There's an
Yeah.
appropriate way to network. Don't pop into people's stream and say, I'm a streamer too. That shit's rude. That's not
Yeah.
okay. Like, actually develop a relationship with people, and
Right.
then you'll find out, oh my god, they're a streamer too? Cool, let me go follow you. Like, that's how you network.
Join their Discord.
It's
Talk to them a
not
little bit every day.
like networking. People think networking is a, here, let me give you your business card. Da, da, da. No, there are places where that is a form of networking, but your basic form of networking is developing a relationship with someone.
Yeah.
And that takes time.
Yeah. It really does. It's not, you're not going to get, you know, well, I was going to say you're not going to get affiliate in a week, because I think somebody in Girlstreamers did get affiliate in a week.
That's really rare.
Yeah. But I mean, I joined Girlstreamers actually the day that I seriously started streaming, because I found Izili's stream and she was talking about it. Like, well, I'll check that community out, and I just joined that day. But it was so July. I didn't hit my 100 followers until December.
Yeah. I took 2 years to hit 1,000 followers.
Yeah. And
so
I mean,
everybody grows at their own rate. So, you know, depending on what your content is, depending on, you know, there are so many factors, and people are like, well,
right.
why is that person growing more than me? Well, maybe they play a niche kind of game, and so it's got a huge following on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many, but like you said, networking is huge when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
I keep getting distracted by my face over here because I have OBS, so I can make sure OBS is good. And I keep seeing my face, and I keep looking, and I'm like, I don't like it.
My other huge piece of advice for new streamers, and this drives me crazy every single time I see someone who's not doing this. Nobody is going to hang around on your stream that long if your mic isn't good. Like,
audio is
your webcam could be non-existent or pixelated as hell, and if your audio is good, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, we have a ton of girls who actually stream on the Girlstreamer channel with no video, but their audio is great.
Yeah.
And they are active with chat, and even if chat's not there, they're actively talking.
I'm not crazy about the Snowball Yeti mics. I have a Samson that I've used since day one. But I mean, $100 on a mic is not too much to ask, I feel like.
Well, I spent $65 on my microphone.
Yeah.
On Amazon. It's an ATR 2100.
I think mine was 95.
Yeah. I'm personally not a huge Yeti fan, just because you really have to finagle with them, and you better have a very quiet place to use them, or else they're gonna pick up everything. But you know, in film, that's what makes or breaks a movie, is the audio,
right? Because
what people hear is more distracting than what you see. Because you can ignore a flub here and there, but if you hear something really bad, that sensor is a lot more prominent than your visual sensor.
Yeah. And I mean, I am really lucky that one of my best friends is a professional voice actor, and he'll see a picture of my mic setup and be like, what are you doing? Fix it this way. So that's always, I get a little nervous when he comes into my chat sometimes, because I'm like, oh my gosh, is he going to judge my mic setup now? Like, but yeah, if you don't know, ask.
Yeah. I mean, like, we have tech and troubleshooting specifically for girls to improve their stuff. So, you know, I mean, if you're not a girl streamer, you can still reach out to us on Twitter and we'll be glad to answer your questions.
Absolutely.
So do you have any cool tattoos, scars, or piercings?
I don't have any tattoos yet. My piercings are pretty vanilla. I've got my lobes and one here.
Oh, see,
I
I
have,
want the top of my ear re-pierced as well.
yeah, that one I got almost a year ago. It's still like it'll be fully healed and then it'll get a little irritated and then it'll be fine again. So I'm in like the final stage, I think.
Yeah, mine,
Um,
when they pierced it, I went to Claire's and they pierced it like right on a
oh
nerve.
no,
Yeah, I was stupid. So
no,
I
no,
took it
no.
out and was like, I'm done. I'm done. I
Ooh.
can't. No.
But my favorite scar is really my favorite because it's on my I have like identical scars on my knees. From when I was like 14, I was about to start at a brand new school the next day and I was rollerblading in like a racerback tee and shorts with my sister who was riding her bicycle. And I tripped on some uneven pavement and slid on my knees.
Ouch.
And she ran over my back with her bike and left a black tire mark on my skin.
Wow. Thanks,
And
sis.
the new school that I was starting at was a private Catholic, grade school, and we were forced to wear knee socks with our skirts.
Ouch. Ouch.
It took like 4 months for that thing to completely scab over because if I hit it against anything, it just would open up.
Yeah, and the socks rubbing up.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then of course, like in college, like when the one side had almost completely gone away and faded, I was walking on campus in a skirt and heels, and I was like, wow, I'm doing really good in these heels today, walking through like the main like patio area near the student union and then just like ate shit.
It's because
And
you
my knee again.
said you were doing well with the heels.
Exactly.
That's why you fell.
Yeah.
That's why you fell right there.
Yeah. So
so I've got a few more questions left, and then
okay.
we will open up for Q&A in the audience. So guys, get your questions ready, and we'll do our Q&A. So, if there was one person, past or present, you could have dinner with tonight, who would it be and why?
Okay, so this relates a little bit back to getting out of the domestic abuse situation. I had a professor in college that I took her class 3 or 4 times and failed it every time. Not because I wasn't smart enough or because it was hard. It was just there was so much going on with my life. And it was such a, like, term papers. And it was like history of the English language. And I had to take it to graduate. I just couldn't do it. And my last semester of college, I had to pass this class or I was not going to graduate. But I had hives all over my body and they put me on antihistamines that turned me into a zombie.
Oh, Jesus.
And I talked to her like 3 weeks before the semester ended because I knew I was going to fail. The paper had been due a month beforehand and I hadn't done it. And I just said, I don't know what to do. Here's what I'm dealing with right now. And she said, you know what? Some students have a bad semester and some students have a bad couple of years. She's like, write me a paper and get it to me by January 12th, which was like 3 weeks after graduation. So she gave me an extension. It gave me a C on a paper to get so that I could pass. I did not deserve a C on that paper.
Oh, wow.
And that's what allowed me to get out of college so that I could be free to like move back home and get my life back on track. And unfortunately, before I could reach out to her a couple years later and just be like, you know what, that really meant a lot to me. Here's what I've done with that chance you gave me. She passed away from a very aggressive form of breast cancer.
Oh.
And to be able to sit down with her and just be like, look at this life that I've built because you gave me this chance. You know, you cut me a break. Like, that would be so great.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. World needs more good teachers like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, what is an ideal weekend for you?
Um, farmers market, video games, read a book, see a movie with my husband.
You're
Uh,
so cheesy. I love
I
it.
know. I just want to relax and spend time with my hubby and do self-care and get facials with my husband, like, you know,
So,
like
what are
I
you
just
most thankful for?
um my husband. He's the best. He gets me. He just
You know, when you find a good relationship like that, a good significant other, it's you don't realize how important that is until you find that. It's weird.
yeah,
Like, my husband's my best friend, and I wouldn't want to be with anybody else, right? Like, it's
right.
weird when you find that person. I feel you.
And it's like we're able to juggle our own crap
Yeah,
in order to help pull the other person up. So when I'm down, he's got me. When he's down, I've got him.
right.
And I grew up in a kind of a tumultuous family life. Like, I love my family, but, you know, my parents got divorced when I was very young. We moved around a lot. And his family, like, they've been together the entire time. And they moved around a lot, but they've got a different dynamic, and just all the culture and the different things they've gotten to experience just by knowing him.
Yeah.
Also the weeb crap, he kind of pushed me down that rabbit hole with the with the animus and the mangoes.
So my final question is,
Okay.
what is your strongest passion outside of streaming?
Weightlifting.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's funny. We have a question about that, actually.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, Kink Nightmare asks, what's your favorite, leg day or upper body?
Leg day.
Really?
Yes. I vomit my brains out on leg day, but I love it so much. Just all those exercises are so fun.
Zilla Noises ask, what is your favorite anime of all time?
My favorite anime of all time is called Erased. It's about a man who has this ability like this involuntary ability. He goes back in time a few seconds and he gives him the chance to fix something that's about to go horribly wrong. And something happens where he jumps back like 20 years to when he was a kid in the 80s, and he has to solve a murder mystery before it happened.
Oh.
That supposedly will change the entire way his life went.
This sounds very cool.
Yeah.
That sounds really neat.
It's on Crunchyroll.
I need to invest in Crunchyroll. We're going through My Hero Academia for my
Oh my
sub night,
gosh.
by the way.
Did you see the new
Season
new
3
episode of
came
season 3?
Season 3 came out Saturday,
yesterday.
but we're still watching through season 2. So
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know
My Hero
anything. I don't
Academia,
want to know anything.
that one's a close second for me. Like,
It's a
every
good
time
show.
I start that show, I just start sobbing because I equate myself with Deku so much, and that like I have, everybody else started here and I started here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put in the fight to, I have to work so much harder than everybody else.
I love it. Oh God, I love it
so
much. I have gotten Dennis hooked on it. I have gotten Mr. Keys hooked on it. And Joker comes in every so often, which are all followers of mine, but they're also followers of Girlstreamers. And but Dennis is like, Thursday nights are the best nights ever now, because we had anime night for like, it was supposed to be once a month, but then we started watching My Hero Academia, and I said I can't go once a month. I said I can maybe wait a week, but I can't wait once a month. So we started doing anime night once a week, and that's
my my sub alert on my Twitch is All Might shifting from skinny All Might to like strong All Might,
yes.
going, oh my goodness.
My god, it's so good. It's so good. So good. Although I want him to just like finally rip Kachan a new one, or Kachan a new one,
Yeah.
or Bakugo, or whatever the heck you want to call him. I just want him to like just rip him a new one. He drives me nuts. Yeah, Mr. Keys is in chat going, no spoilers.
Don't worry.
I didn't mute Foxen.
I don't think I'm muted.
No, your desktop audio is still coming through.
Yep.
So do you like a specific type of anime, or are you like all over the place? Oh, wait, I had a question in here. Okay, you can answer that one and then I'll ask this question.
All right. I'm pretty all over the place. So like typically people think of either shonen or shoujo.
Yeah.
There's also seinen or seinen. I don't quite know how to pronounce it, but it's more of like a more introspective, thoughtful type of anime, which is like what Erased is. But I'm all over the place. Like I'll watch almost anything. I love my guilty pleasure crap as much as the next person.
What would Fruits Basket be under?
That's shoujo. That's,
it is.
That's
okay.
Shoujo and Hurts.
Because
I watched a little bit of that, and it just wasn't for me.
My Hero, isn't that supposed to be
shonen?
Okay, shonen. Okay.
Yeah.
I liked Fruits Basket, but I also like My Hero, so I'm also all over the place.
Yeah,
clearly.
I'm pretty everywhere.
That's cool. Blaker Girl asked, if you could live in a virtual world, what video game would it consist of? What video games would it consist of? Interesting.
Oh gosh. I'll probably just go with my MMO of choice on this one and say Final Fantasy 14.
Nice. Oh, they were saying if you gave spoilers, I would mute you. If you gave spoilers.
Okay. Oh,
totally. I totally would. Yeah. No spoilers.
Yeah. No, I have a friend that spoils so many things for me that I'm like so anti-spoilers.
Well, see, I'm also one of those people who, you know, I watch like Walking Dead and stuff like that. I always watch it. I'm always a season behind, so I don't really care too much that it gets spoiled. But
and I'm weird where like I want my experience of those things to be like they're so personal to me that a lot of times I'll wait till everyone else is done watching it so that I can watch it and not have everyone ask me like, "Did you see this episode?
Yeah,
are you at this part?" Like for some reason that just drives me nuts.
The one show that husband and I make sure we stay up to date with is Game of Thrones.
Yeah, see, I'm several seasons behind on that, but I've read all the books that are out, so.
Yeah, see, we read all the books that were out, which is why we're like, all right, we want to see like how they develop the story, considering we've read the books and stuff. And I actually like it. I mean, they've obviously deviated from the books.
I mean, My Hero Academia, we definitely keep up with every week. That's our thing. Saturday, we're watching My Hero.
Ugh, God.
My husband calls it My Hero Snackademia.
I thought that we were going to finish season 2 before season 3 came out. So I'm kind of excited.
Season 2 is 25 episodes long.
I know. I'm kind of excited that we're still on season 2 and then season 3 came out because we can just continue watching My Hero Academia.
Yep. This is going to be another, season 3 is going to be 26 episodes long.
Holy cow! Because the first season was, what, 13?
13. Yeah, 13 is pretty standard.
So, Erased is your favorite anime, correct?
Correct.
Okay, because they were asking you to say it again.
It can also, it might also come up as The Town Without Me.
Oh, Without Me? Okay, A Town Without Me?
The Town Without Me.
Okay. Oh, Pascal That's a weird question, but okay. Um, Pascal Fairchild asked if you could trade places with me and interview another girl streamer, who would it be?
Um, oh, probably Zilla. Because Zilla and I have streamed together before, and we just giggle it up the whole time. I don't think we'd get any interviewing done, but it would be a lot of fun.
That was about like my interview with her. Yeah, that was pretty much how my interview went with her, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Um. So, Mr. Keys asked, "What's your favorite music?"
What's my favorite music? Oh gosh. I listen to a lot. But right now I'm very much into like my husband's gonna like punch the air in triumph when I say this. I'm very much into like chip tunes and vaporwave.
I don't even know what the heck that is.
I
I
sound
feel
like
like a non-musician right
I sound
now.
like such an asshole saying it. I'm into chip tunes and vaporwave. You probably haven't heard of it. Um,
What the hell is... I'm
So,
sure
like,
I've heard it. I just didn't realize that was
chip
a name.
tunes is like it sounds like dinky anime or not dinky anime, dinky video game music, like the noises
Oh,
that like the NES would make.
okay, chip tunes. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
Vaporwave is kind of like a really like stylized 80s 90s sort of synth
Okay, that's
stuff.
what I was...
My
That's what
husband
I was
is
thinking
listening
it
to a lot,
was. Okay,
so it's kind of by osmosis.
gotcha. That makes sense. So I have heard of them. I do actually listen to them occasionally.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize that was what they're called. So we actually are holy cow, this was a 2-hour interview. Can you
Whew.
believe that?
Oh my
We
gosh.
need
My
to-
butt feels so nice in this chair.
I know. This Ewin chair doesn't feel like we've been sitting here for 2 hours.
I know.
I swear it's not a Ewin podcast. So we need to close it out. So where and when
Okay.
can we find you streaming?
Okay, so my next stream, well, my streams are Thursday and Friday and Sunday, in the afternoons, evenings, over at twitch.tv/Foxeninaboxen. Friday nights are Final Fantasy nights, and other than that, I'm basically doing Yakuza 0.
Nice. Very nice. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a
Thanks for having me.
fantastic
I
podcast.
had so much fun.
I have had a blast as well. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, don't forget, this has been a Girl Streamer podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Girl Streamers is partnered with Loot Crate, Fresh Designs, Punks Paracord, Simple Jerky, Ewin Racing Chairs, Glomtom, and Sennheiser. Links to all these amazing partners are down below, so please feel free to click. Please follow us at Girlstreamers on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and player.me. If you have any questions or would like more information, you can visit our website at girlstreamers.com and contact us through there. You can subscribe to us on Twitch or GameWisp. Don't forget, when you do subscribe, you can get access to our Discord channel and buy some super cool gear in our online shop at designbyhumans.com/shop/girlstreamers. You can find Foxeninaboxen on Twitter at Foxeninaboxen. That's FOXENINABOXEN. And on Twitch at twitch.tv/Foxeninaboxen. That's FOXENINABOXEN. Our next podcast will be April 22nd with Silky C, right here, same time. This podcast is a part of the Two Lazy Dogs Media Group and the Girl Streamers community. Encourage, support, grow.